Hey everyone, welcome back to Accountable India, the podcast where we dive deep into the heart of India's democratic struggles, triumphs, and everything in between. I'm your host, Dr. Rakesh Varma, and today we are tackling a story that's rocking the foundations of our democracy. It's 7th August 2025, and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has just dropped a bombshell. He's alleging massive voter fraud in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, accusing the Election Commission of India and the BJP of stealing votes to rig the outcome. And as I read through these claims, one question keeps echoing in my mind. Dear IAS officers, do you take an oath? An oath to protect the Constitution, to uphold one person, one vote? Because if these allegations are true, that oath is on the line. So, grab a coffee, settle in, and let's unpack this controversy together. Let's start with what Rahul Gandhi is saying. In a fiery press conference in New Delhi, he claimed the 2024 Lok Sabha elections were marred by what he calls vote chori, vote theft. His focus is on Bangalore Central's Mahadevpura assembly segment in Karnataka, where he says his team uncovered 1,250,000 stolen votes after a 6-month investigation. That's a jaw-dropping number. Here's the breakdown. 11,965 duplicate voters, people registered multiple times, 40,009 fake or invalid addresses, like house number 0, yes, you heard that right, 10,452 bulk voters crammed into single addresses, 4,132 voters with invalid photos, and 33,692 misuses of Form 6, the voter registration form. Gandhi says this flipped Bangalore Central, where the BJP won by a slim 32,707 votes, even though Congress won 6 of the 7 assembly segments in that constituency. But it doesn't stop there. He's pointing fingers at other states too. Maharashtra, where he claims 1 crore new voters were added between the Lok Sabha and Assembly elections, and Haryana, where tight margins, as low as 22,779 votes, decided key seats. Gandhi's argument? The BJP's ability to dodge anti-incumbency, unlike every other party, smells fishy. He's demanding machine-readable voter data for the past 10 to 15 years and CCTV footage from polling stations, accusing the ECI of destroying footage and stonewalling transparency. He called this a crime against the Indian Constitution and the Indian flag. Strong words, right? But do they hold up? Let's dig into the evidence, or lack thereof. Gandhi's numbers are compelling. I mean, 40,000 fake addresses in one assembly segment? That's not a typo, that's a red flag. Duplicate voters, bulk registrations, invalid photos, these suggest serious holes in the voter verification process. Form 6, for those who don't know, is how new voters register, and 33,692 misuses could mean anything from clerical errors to deliberate fraud. If these claims are true, it points to a breakdown at the ground level where booth-level officers, often IAS or state service folks, check voter details. And that brings me back to the question, dear IAS officers, do you take an oath? An oath to ensure every voter is real, every vote is counted fairly? Because if 1 lakh votes were manipulated in Mahadevpura, someone, somewhere, dropped the ball. But here's where I put on my skeptic's hat. Gandhi's team took 6 months to digitize and analyze voter lists. Why didn't Congress flag these issues during the electoral roll revision process? Political parties get draft rolls months before elections. They can challenge discrepancies. The ECI says Congress barely did that, filing only 8 election petitions out of 543 seats. That's less than 2% of constituencies. If the fraud was so massive, where were the legal challenges? And while Gandhi's pointing to Maharashtra's 1 crore new voters, historical data shows big voter additions aren't new. 75 lakh between 2009 and 2014, 63 lakh between 2014 and 2019. Is 39 lakh in 2024 really a smoking gun or just normal growth? The Election Commission and BJP aren't sitting quietly. The ECI called Gandhi's claims baseless and irresponsible, saying they shared voter lists with all parties, including Congress, as required by the Representation of the People Act, 1950. They even invited Gandhi to discuss his Maharashtra allegations back in June 2024. Apparently, he didn't show up. The Karnataka Chief Electoral Officer asked for specifics on those 1 lakh doubtful voters, but so far, no public response from Gandhi. The ECI is also pushing back on the CCTV footage issue, implying storage limits make long-term retention tough. But refusing machine-readable data? That's harder to justify. In a digital age, why not make voter lists fully analyzable to shut down these doubts? The BJP, meanwhile, is dismissing this as Congress's sour grapes. Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis says voter additions are normal, citing those historical numbers I mentioned. Rajnath Singh challenged Gandhi to show his atom bomb evidence, and Karnataka BJP chief B.Y. Vijendra called the allegations funny, pointing out Congress won Karnataka's assembly in 2023 under the same ECI. It's a fair jab. How can you cry foul now but not then? Still, Gandhi's point about tight margins, 25 seats won by less than 33,000 votes, makes you wonder if small, targeted manipulations could swing results. So, who's responsible if there's truth to this? Let's start with the ECI. It's a constitutional body tasked with running free and fair elections for 97 crore voters. That's a mammoth job, and IS officers, from chief electoral officers to district-level officials, are its backbone. If fake addresses and duplicate voters slip through, the verification process, handled by these officers, failed. Was it understaffing? Lack of training? Or, as Gandhi alleges, political pressure? The ECI's independence is under scrutiny, especially after the Chief Justice was dropped from its selection panel. That change makes people question whether the ECI is truly neutral. But Congress isn't blameless. Why didn't they catch this during the election? Parties have access to voter lists, they're supposed to monitor them. And the BJP? If there's collusion, as Gandhi claims, where's the hard evidence? A file of numbers isn't enough. We need names, documents, proof of coordination. Then there's us, the voters. We can check electoral rolls online, report errors. Are we doing enough to protect our own democracy? This brings me back to that question, dear IS officers, do you take an oath? When you join the civil service, you swear to uphold the Constitution. That includes ensuring every citizen's vote counts. If Gandhi is right, that oath was broken not just by the ECI, but by every officer who overlooked a fake address or ignored a red flag. And if he's wrong, the ECI needs to prove it with transparency, release the data, save the footage, show us the process is clean. So, where do we go from here? Gandhi's planning protests, but that's not enough. We need an independent investigation, maybe a judicial committee, to verify these claims. The ECI should embrace digital tools like AI to catch anomalies in voter lists. And voters, we need to step up, check your name on the rolls, report errors. Democracy isn't just the ECI's job, it's ours too. As I wrap up, I'm left with this. India's elections are a global marvel, but they're only as strong as the people running them. Dear IS officers, do you take an oath? If you do, now's the time to honor it. Prove the system works or fix it before trust crumbles. That's all for today, folks. If you've got thoughts on this, hit me up on X or email us at ballotbattle@podcastindia.com. Until next time, keep questioning, keep voting, and keep democracy alive.